All right, Nick. So basically, out of these different scenarios and situations that we came up with and we talked about, which one do you think will feel? Which one do you think will be easiest for you to adapt? You know, as you go forward and you're experiencing these problems again.
I think the alternatives would be the best one.
Okay. And what do you feel like are the pros and cons for you personally, and how does that like tailor to you specifically?
Well, some of the cons, honestly, would be not being able to go to the parties anymore. I mean, some of those parties are kind of fun. There's some crazy things that happen, but they're good memories. But the pros would ultimately be like improvement in my spiritual life. I'd maybe develop even better relationships with some of the kids in the youth group. But another con would be I'd lose. I mean, let's be real. The other friends are going to slowly drift away as if they decide to, you know, stay on that path that they're on.
So with the alternatives standpoint, you feel like you will lose, like if you can't get them like active in the youth group and stuff like that, some of those friends you feel like you will lose them?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. And how do you think it will affect your friends if you end up like kind of, I mean, I don't want to mean negative, but if you end up like ditching them and not necessarily ditching them, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You just kind of like lose touch with them a little bit. Like, how do you think it's going to affect them, or even the friends that that will kind of stick around in church and still hang out with you quite a bit?
Hopefully, it kind of like helps them open up their eyes and see like, you know, it's time for a change. But they may just take it like the wrong way and, you know, so start associating me with, you know, that guy. It's just like left us. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you think it's, I mean, you kind of talked about it a little second ago. What do you think the positive aspects, like, towards your friends that this can have?
Towards the other guys?
Yeah, like...
They could, hopefully it would bring them closer.
Open their eyes, like you said. Yeah. That'd be good. Why do you think this is, like, gonna hit them so hard, or why do you think, you know, it's gonna either be this way or that way?
Well, because, you know, I'm not going to sit on the fence and say on one thing and, you know, steadily participate in another. And I mean, it's going to be hard because we've been doing this since like freshman year is the first party that we went to. So I'm a junior now, so.
And like you said earlier, your dad kind of taught you to go like head first into everything, 100% into everything. So it's not like you're going to do half and half. And I think that's a great value to have, you know. What do you think you'll give up from a personal standpoint from this? Like, do you think you'll lose any quality for yourself?
As a person?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of scared that I'll just become this guy that, just like a stale guy, who's always just like emotionless and doesn't know how to have fun. But
we have fun here.
Yeah, we have a little bit of fun, but you got to go to some of those parties.
No. Back in the day, maybe. Back in the day. What do you feel like? I mean, do you feel like your friends are gonna lose a whole lot from this, or do you think they're like the positive gain? Do you think it's gonna be different with each friend, or do you think they're gonna react differently? Or?
I think it's gonna like each one of them has their own personality, and some guys are just super intense, and some guys are just kind of like pretty mellow. So, but when we get to those parties, some of them may have more to lose, and some may have more to gain. So it just depends on the guy. Like Trey Sean, he's like super crazy.
Yeah.
But
I've met him a few times.
But Austin, I mean, that guy, like, he goes to parties, he has fun, but I mean, I can see him having a lot more fun in the youth group and stuff. So.
Mm-hmm. So, you know, what as far as like, for me personally in the church, or maybe your family, maybe your friends, like what do you think you need from the people around you to be able to, is there anything like any kind of outside help that you think might contribute to this?
Well, I mean, I'm definitely going to need some slack from some people, just for them to realize I'm going through a transition, and it's not an easy transition. But I would also like to be challenged as well.
That's kind of what I try to do on a daily basis. You know, challenge you guys, make sure that you guys are challenging yourself, not only receiving outside challenges, but challenging yourselves. And I mean, you've showed like tremendous courage and stuff coming in here and talking to me today about these problems. So, okay, kind of more the question that I just asked. You know, what? I mean, is there anything like we talked about? I kind of presented earlier, different after-school programs, different things like that. Maybe your parents or you talking to your other friends and trying to get them to like help you like persuade your bigger group of friends to go and do things like alternative issues. Like, is there any like kind of outside help that will help make these alternative goals possible? Maybe not from a personal standpoint, but just like the goal in itself.
Just if some of the kids in the youth group could be a little open. Sometimes it seems, I mean, outside of the guys that are kind of associated with the group that I hang out with now, it seems like everybody else has their own circle.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And we definitely see that inside our youth group, and we're trying to work on that quite a bit. You know, we don't take like cliques lightly at all. Like, we see that on a day-to-day basis, and it hurts us like a lot. Like, new kids come in and, you know, they don't feel comfortable in their own cliques, and you feel like that's I mean, I've seen that I mean, you're pretty popular in our youth group and stuff, and everyone accepts you, but when you bring in these friends, they're kind of like awkward around them, and like I wouldn't see like your friends being comfortable coming like if you weren't here, and you feel like if our church is a little bit more open. And so as far as like games and activities or lock-ins and stuff like that, like what do you feel like would help that stuff out? Like just more of that?
More of that, definitely. Some of the guys are into paintball, so that'd be pretty fun.
So do you think it'd be just more like getting them around each other, or do you think like maybe like we need to like have a talk, or like maybe I should like pay more attention and address kids specifically about forming these cliques? And
I just think we should get them like maybe more active in the group.